right. It's the Funding CEO, aka Meta Marvin, coming by your way of every week. We're dropping some inspirational guest that's coming on today. I got one that's really, man, he's always been star-studded in my eyes, man. Authentic, real brother. Really, I would say, just a real conscious, melanated brother that you can't just say anything around him, man, and he'll murder you when it comes to don't try him, right? So, I'm a hip hop head, and I'm definitely with the culture. But he takes it with pride. He takes it with dignity, man. And, he's not about putting brothers down, but, just don't come at him crazy because that humbleness will it'll dry up on you real quick. So, but at the end of the day, guys, this is me, Funding CEO. Everybody know me coming from Tickets, Black Ticket Master. Took some hits, man, because I got out of that egoic preference. I wanted to, empower the community. So I have a one-stop shop via his satellite office in Lake Norman, have one in Concord, opening up one in Texas. And I'm getting into, just opening up anything that wants to open up a business. I clean credit. Our company cleans credit, business credit. We build credit, and we know how to leverage it and have underwriters working for us as well. So we're working, guys. We're getting out in the malls, trying to talk to our younger brothers, empowering the youth. Got the kiosk there. Come up and get you some free stuff, guys. Spin the wheel with giving away stuff, trying to make it very inviting for people to come and, and talking to kids, man, on the weekends with the Funding Credit Academy. I'm going to be going out, got picked up with Matthew Knowles. He's got cited a part of what we're doing out here in the Carolinas. So I'm going to be working one-on-one with him out in San Diego. So we're working, man. We hungry. You understand? So, we're trying to get out here and make an impact, man. So I wanted to bring some definitely inspirational people that's been good to me. And this brother has, let's throw up his bio so I can give him a little bit of edification, man. This everybody know him by Bluz. Boris Rogers, definitely an Emmy award-winning poet, having his slam master and coach at the 3-time National Poetry Slam Championship team, Slam Charlotte. He published author, recording artist, Blues of Poetry, Universal, Dismantling Barriers, working with several organizations such as CBS Radio, ESPN, SPEED TV, where he wrote and performed several intros and national televised shows for NASCAR. Blues voice is progressive. It's a progressive tool used to foster transformation. Bluz made an impact when he performed at the induction ceremony for the NASCAR Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame opening, Bluz being not only the first performer, but also the first Afro-American performer. It was a historic event. His talent and voice was used by the Charlotte to win All-America City Award, Carolina Panthers, and the Charlotte Hornets, guys. And Bluz has been staged, man, come on. He's been Nikki Giovanni to Taylor Mall, I think that is, and opening up for Pink Floyd. Come on, man. Outkast and The Roots. And he's worked with albums on De Niro, Faria, Young, Jeezy, Ludacris. And this is Bluz. Bring him on, man. This is my man. What's up, Blue?
What's going on, man?
Man, I had to give you the proper introduction, home.
I appreciate that. I tell people all the time, like, I be hating when I hear my whole bio. I just be like, man, just be like, say he here in the building and we can keep going.
Yeah, man. But man, look, like every time, guys, I've been sort of, in the community here in the Carolinas, man. Every time I ask the brother to come out, man, whether it was one person there or I'm doing the whole thing for CIAA, he always showed up, man. And so, I always wanted to make sure, I can, feed back the energy back to him, put some light on him and what he got going on, and just checking in on the brother, making sure he all right, which I see he always is. He taking care of his business. But Blue, man, being an artist, brother, being in the poetry / being just an artist, man, how do you look at it from more of not so much Charlotte culture, but how did you build this brand? How did you get it out there, man, from doing what you do?
That's a great question, man. And it's a long answer. And I say long because it takes years to build something and maintain it. But for me, I just want it to be authentic, right?
Right.
in this city where we have some amazing writers, amazing talent, the thing that made us really dope was we all heard each other, appreciated each other, but didn't want to sound like someone else. So we fought to raise our own voice. And for me, I was just like, yo, there's not a lot of funny poets here, or this poet doing this weird thing or that weird thing. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do those things. But it wasn't just for the sake of doing them to be different. I wanted to translate the message and make sure the message was felt by the people that I was delivering it to, right? So it wasn't just, doing it for the sake of trying to be different. I really wanted to make an impact. I really wanted to make a connection. And with that, doing these messages, doing these poems, people begin to see like, oh, this dude can do a lot of different things for a lot of different audiences. And is that one day I get this phone call from Kevin Jackson, who was a black dude working at NASCAR, and the rest is history, bro. Like, Charlotte is small. So once you get inside this media network, your name starts traveling around. And so here's the second part of that. You can't be, and forgive my language, but you cannot be an asshole in this game, because that follows you, it precedes you. So people, no matter how dope you might think you are, no matter how cool and amazing and talented, if you're just like a terrible person to work with, don't nobody want to work with that, because that's bad energy. Nobody wants to deal with bad energy. They'd rather work with someone that they can mold into and get to an upper tier, as opposed to someone who's like right on it, flash in the pan. Nah, bro. So what I made sure I did was I was professional every time I showed up, and I delivered a really dope product when I did. So it was peaceful. Like, I made people want to work with me because I made sure I brought good energy, right? Like, you just want to be around someone who gives off dope energy. Like Marvin, like when you call me and say, come, I don't care what the event is, I'm just going to kick it with my boy. Oh, we just have
that's what it is, bro. Right. Appreciate it. My
boy, because he good people, right? So that's how you start to build your brand. Like, you deliver on good product, but make sure that you as a person are good people, are whole and decent and balanced, right? And try to treat everybody as you would want to be treated. And that's my biggest advice to anybody coming up. Not only be a good professional at what you do, but be a good person, because that goes a long way.
That's what I wanted, man. Boo, like, I got seen you in so many different facets of, like I said, I saw you on the commercial with the Hornets and the NASCAR that blew up. Then I seen you in the Blumenthal. Like, everybody know Blumenthal, man. Like, it's a whole, people that's not from Charlotte, y'all just don't understand. For an Afro-American to just be like on those platforms, man, his energy is what he's talking about, guys. I'm telling you, it had to be there, and he had to be open and be aware of where he was at, but to be authentic and hold that and have truth with that, that says a whole lot to me, man. And, like for me, man, it was like, I love the entertainment sector, what I was in, I was building ticketing, platforms all over. We did the CIAA, working with Easy Ticks at the time, and then all that. So, that was big for CIAA, and that was big for Charlotte. But for me, man, after CIAA, it was CIAA for me every weekend, because I was traveling all over the country doing concerts and festivals, man. But I wanted to get something that made an impact, made a difference, man. And so in 2015, boy, I saw that y'all exited that, that career. And I got into more of, wanting to show people empowerment when it comes to finances, man, and building businesses, man, and showing them how they can go out and be more creative in their space when they know what they can do with what they have, And so, man, that's why I want to share the experiences with brothers like yourself that just went out organically and did what they had to do, and I can't speak of other artists and people from that, man, but, what are you thinking, Blue, when it comes to music and, where we at, as far as indie artists or just people that just want to, I guess, keep their value into what they're doing. I think sometimes, I don't know so much, but they feel like when it's not like selling out, but either you can get your money on the front end or you can get it on the back end. What have you heard so much with the music industry these days?
That's a really great question, Marvin. It all depends on what you want from it. Like there are some cats who love the full-on hustle, who love the indie game, who want all their paper, who want to do the media, the marketing, the business calls, the contracts, they want their hands in all of it. And then there's some people who are just pure artists who just want to create, who want to sing, who want to rap, who want to do whatever, and want someone else to handle that biz and don't mind being signed to a label that has all the resources because they know on the back end, I can recoup all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hot and I'm beautiful and I do what I do. So it really just depends on what your mindset is set to, because there are folks who can get savvy with a really dope record deal and make that thing work. I think if we look at the baby, he signed a record deal, but he's able to launch his own thing and bring up other artists underneath that, right? And there are folks who just get it out the mud. Like there's I'm gonna just Ludacris. Remember when Ludacris started? He was selling CDs out the trunk. Like I'm gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna start my own label from the ground up like that. So I think for the person who decides to do it the indie way, they have a clear plan from A to Z of what's going to happen at every entity. They're willing to accept the losses that come with that. They're willing to be humble and when they have the victories. And there's a different kind of hustle to that. And for the person who's like, yo, I want someone else to finance all this because I just want to write, I just want to play, I just want to sing. There's something to be said about that because there's a purity in the artistry that sometimes the business side of it, and you have to have a little bit of business savvy, right? You can't just be completely devoid of it. But there's also saying, I brought a team with me and I trust them to do my business because I'm going to be over here writing and I don't want to have to worry about that. So it's the person who says, I'm going to sign this deal, but my brother, my mother, and my cousin are my management team and they're going to make sure that everything is straight, right? There's a little bit of balance in both. But with this music now, man, and the way things go out, because right now your phone is your video, is you know what I'm saying, is how you shoot your videos. You can get the studio in the crib. All of a sudden you can get beats from anywhere on the planet. It's not hard to put together a project. So I think for what it used to be, and you and I know, you want to make an album, it's going to take some serious financing. You have to do an actual studio and bring the engineer and all that. But nowadays, man, it's so accessible. And because it's so accessible, folks are learning how to really navigate this thing the way they want to. And they're getting savvy with how they do their business deals now because they can still build up their independent name. And then when a label comes calling, they can name their price. Like, oh, I'm hot. This is what you're going to need for me to sign with you, kind of thing. So, man, I think this music game it's been leveled now. It's really been leveled for the independent artists and the cats who want to sign.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you, man. Well, that's good info, man. It's like I was hearing T.I. He was talking about, either you want to, you have to shine now and let the label do all the work, or you like you said, you got a plan. And, you got your whole team infrastructure that you're going to go in and just walk it up that way, man. So and like you said, it just depends on the individual and what they, how they want to rock it,
Right.
So I guess, man, I guess me and you both, like, we can't tell, of course, with our age and where we are. I'm like, I guess I'm just more loyal to, the Gang Star and Grand Poobah, and, Coogee Rap, Master Ace,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's just where I come from. It's what I, and it taught us, it taught us how to dress, how to walk, how to act, how to talk to girls, like, Nas. But now, man, it's more, and I can't never downplay my brothers because it's some geniuses out there with the social media game, using this technology to make music. So I'm never going to front on and talk negative with these young brothers because they're very creative as well, man. But what do I guess Bluz, when somebody come at you, I guess from a more of a battle, how do you sort of see yourself with your style? Of course, is it more from just the verbiage and what you're saying, like what's coming from the words, or is it just, what do you see yourself as, like, with your style, man?
Stylistically, man, I'm more of a storyteller, right? So I'm quick to tell a story and build around an experience and try to retell the experience best as I can and offer perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, if I find myself in battle mode, like,
real talk.
Don't let the peacefulness and the consciousness and all that fool you. Like, I will throw a lyrical brick through your window. Like, don't play with it. Don't play with it. And I enjoy the energy of that, right? Because we grew up on hip hop, and that was the energy of it. And because you wanted to see how someone was gonna get witty, you wanted to see if someone was gonna take a real good dig at somebody, and then you wanted to see how that person bounced back. So poetry has led to that in these days. So these poets are kind of delivering these sort of hip hop battle bar kind of things, which is kind of dope when you hear it. So stylistically, some of the poetry has changed, but for me personally, I'm still a storyteller. I will break a poem down to a slow cadence and have a conversation with the room. But if the energy calls for me to get turned up, then I will.
Bro, salute. I've seen someone call you out, and I swear, like, I felt sorry for him, bro. I was like, no, I don't even, just stop. Just don't even come back. I was like, yo, man, bro, you gutted him, like, don't ever come back over here no more, man. But for me, man, like, I've always love the cadence and the storytelling and just the bars, and for me, man, just the beats always came about to have cats like, but it was always had to be what was said, what am I really hearing, and for me to feel it, like you said, man, and to put it into my life. And if I could feel it, then that's what it worked for me, man. But but I guess for now though, Boo, I'm trying to educate younger brothers about the business side of everything, man, the numbers and what makes sense, and just starting to be accountable. And I know that's foreign. Nobody grew up talking about credit and building a business and all that, but and I know United States of America is an incorporation. It's a business, and until we wake up and understand that that's what we're in, and we got to somewhat, if we're going to think about our kids and not be selfish, we got to get them sort of acquainted to, what's ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to do, Boo. So, this is Black History Month, man. And how do you feel about just more of economic empowerment and teaching the younger the brothers and the youth about, this financial platform and just the basics, man?
Listen, it's one of the most important things that we have going right now, right? Like you said, man, no one really kind of sat us down and taught us money. Because our parents were working, like back in hours and trying to keep the lights on and food and clothes. Like, they didn't have time to be like, all right, now finish. What we were taught hard work, and we were taught, to use your money wisely, but we weren't taught how to invest that. And it's not our parents' fault, because we finna have a history lesson. We didn't have things to invest. Most of our parents didn't own their home. Our grandparents didn't own their land. Their grandparents didn't own. We start moving back into slavery. We start moving back into property and ownership, and then we're still playing catch up. All these years later, we're still playing catch up, and it's brothers like you and other brothers who recognize, all right, here's where I break the cycle of financial oppression. Right, these young people what to do with their money, how to fix your credit, how to save, not just saving, but how to save.
Yes,
and
right.
make sure that you are investing in things that will be a legacy for your children.
Right.
Where you look for property, buy property, and hold on to it, not just sell it because you can flip it. Hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And it's all of those things, bro. So yeah, I think what you're doing, what other brothers like you are doing, are so important. And I say this, and it's I feel like it's what Malcolm and Martin and all of our leaders were trying to do in terms of giving us our civil rights. Now we're looking for our financial rights. Because
that's a gem, right?
There's so many horror stories of the gentrification of people losing their grandmama house. The house that your daddy and your mama was raised in is now being bulldozed over for an apartment complex or something like that because no one was taught how to hold on to that and how to fight for it. So, man, Marvin, continue to do this, brother. Continue to do this work. Continue to stay in these young people's faces about this, because we can all remember being that young and didn't want to hear it. But now that we're older, we're like, man, that brother was trying to teach me something.
Right.
So you know what that value is, and continue to stay on that path, bro. And
I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely coming from you, man. I mean, I'm more of, I got that meta Marvin. Like I said, man, on Thursdays, of course, tonight I talk about more of the business side, and then Blue on Wednesdays, man. I have another podcast I did last night, and I talk about spiritual economics, and I talk about I tell people in general that the green paper is really how can I break it down? Well, I say money is my own natural energy yield. It comes from the self-image of how we think about ourselves, but when that has been blown away and misconstrued and put so much fear-based around it, that's probably why we don't dig in. And and I understand, because we got killed when we did, but it comes from never understanding that this whole thing that we're killing and shooting for is more important than who we are, man. And once we start honoring us as people, as God expressed people, man, and get back to that element, then that's when the money will start chasing us, man. And I want to try to change that cycle. So I just put the spiritual economics in a commercial name.
Indeed.
Get their mind injunction of okay, I really need to really investigate. Let me see who I am first.
Right.
And that's when the money will start showing up in people, places, and things because of how I feel about myself. So that's what I'm doing on Wednesdays, brother. So I'm doing the work, man, and like I said, I feel like me and you always hit the like mind as far as having the conscious awareness. But, everybody has their journey, man. But, that's where we at, bro. We into this pandemic. A lot of people are, getting pink slips. People got to get creative in their spaces. People got to really start thinking for themselves, man. So with this, I would say, with this time that we're in right now, what are you thinking we really need to be looking at, man, for us, as execution, as just in people? What you think? Well, what's always been important, but what do you think right now that we need to be thinking about, Blue, in this pandemic?
Is continuing to be collaborative with our economics, continuing to leverage our situations where it's beneficial, not just to us, but to those around us. I find when 5 or 6 of my friends are all making money and I'm making money and we're all making money, we're safe. Because if I'm down, I can look left, I can look right, and I can get lifted back up and get back on my feet.
Everybody making money. Right.
Continue to create these opportunities and build around community, then we won't have to wait on a stimulus check. We won't have to look for a loan, But also, if we continue to do this, we can offer our youngsters, our youth, opportunities where they can actually learn how to build their own businesses and grow from their own businesses. Won't have to feel like they got to go out and do what they got to do to make sure it ends meet, because that is a thing for some of them. Like, listen, I hear you, Bluz, I hear you, Madam Marvin, but them lights going off, and my mama.
That's real talk, right?
Yeah. Out here in the streets, you know. So we need to make sure that we're creating enough jobs and opportunities to make money legally and safely for our younger folks coming up, so that they can understand that there is a world of opportunity that comes from a generation above them, so that they're building respect for the older generation, and at the same time, we're respecting the younger generation for their hustle, for their wanting to learn, and for their growth, man. So all of those things play in, bro.
Absolutely, bro. So guys, listen, this is the thing, man. We gotta go out here and you know, teach one and put this information out. That's what we're doing. And with that being said, guys, like I say, getting the money, knowing how to protect it, making cash flow. You know, I had a brother today, man, and I'm putting together, you know, a platform so I can show people how to set up, you know, thinking about trust, having a family trust, having a nonprofit trust, and running that thing down. Because, guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. As much as y'all didn't like Donald Trump, they ain't touched him yet. You understand? And it's not, and I understand you think he's getting some of that, the good old boy privilege. But right now, guys, it's really about the information. If you got the information, you can pretty much do the same thing. So I can't get race consciousness on that one. I got to get to the information. Once you get to the information, you won't be paying taxes where you're paying taxes. You just got to get the right information, guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's real talk, you know. And, you know, and Bluz, man, I'm glad you was able to jump on here, bro. You know, and I know you got to jump on and you got something else going on, but bro, can you please drop and give us just a few bars, bro.
The crazy thing is, we talk about bars and we talk about words and we talk about metaphors, and then I talk about the time I met Marvin, and it was incredible because the brother had so much energy for enough people around the QC. We call that Charlotte CLT if you're flying in, and if you're flying out, well, then make sure that you got your mind right, make sure you got your pockets right for the community that you go see next. And when you go see the next community, make sure that you are building upon that. Make sure that the youth understand that their future is intact, that they can grow, that they can learn, that they can earn this money in a safe way. And make sure that you get all those bars. I'm talking about gold bars. Let's stack them high, build a wall that Trump could never build, but we'll build them with gold bars around our future, around this light that we call our children, and let them see the brightest light that comes from you, from me, from the next elder to the next elder to the next child coming up to be the next elder to the next elder to the next elder to the next elder.
Yo, coming off the dome, bro. Kingdom. That's the king, bro. I'm telling you, yo, anybody can come through, man, saying a lot, man. But yo, I give respect, man, because it's substance of what he's talking about, guys. Me being an OG, look, substance. You know, it's not what he's saying, it's how he's saying and what he's talking about. You understand? But man, Blue, you always blaze it up, bro. I appreciate you coming on board, your time, man. But I couldn't even fathom of thinking somebody would, coming from art, spoken word, or even from the music in this area, coming on here first. So you was the first one, brother, and I want to make sure that you know, you had to get the first take on this one, bro. But man, I salute you, bro, and thanks for coming on board, man.
All right, man. I'll catch up with you, bro.
Okay, peace.